Hi, I'm Paul Friedman, founder of the Marriage Foundation. And this title, How to Validate Your Wife's Feelings, is a Pandora's box. Because, and by the way, you should definitely subscribe to this channel if you want to learn how to be happily married and feel the love that you're supposed to feel the joy of marriage, because that's what we get into. And there's this trendy thing right now about feelings, totally misunderstood, because Western psychology doesn't get it. I don't come from that background. I was a divorce mediator, but over 20 years ago I realized, man, this is a mess. People were coming to my office to get a divorce, and my practice was lucrative. I was in San Diego, California. I was doing great, but I was getting some really bad karma. I was helping people get a divorce who should have totally gotten along. And so it just so happened, long story, I won't get into that, but I made the shift and I started to discover marriage. And I came to a very simple conclusion. Took me a little while to get there because I, like you, am inundated by what's out there. It's all fake, it's all nonsense. It's not intentionally fake, it just is. But we get married in order to be happy. We get married in order to feel love. And no one knows that. I mean, we know it intuitively, but it's in the back of our mind. If it were in the front of our mind, we would make sure all of our actions led to happiness and love, right? It's logic. But we don't know that. So there's this trendy thing right now of honoring your feelings. I'm telling you right now, it's wrong to honor your feelings because it's like honoring your software in your computer. Because feelings, emotions, they're the same thing in this case, are just software. See, we don't learn these things about the mind because Western psychology, which started off, the father of Western psychology was a drug addict, a pervert. How could we, he was highly intelligent, so what? You know, just because you're highly intelligent doesn't mean you're going to be a good human being. Freud was a fraud. Freud the fraud. And he came up with all of this snake oil stuff about the mind, the id, the ego, the superego. It's much simpler than that. We're not a mind. You and I and everyone else, we're souls. We're a soul and we have a body and we have a mind. The mind is our computer. It's there to interpret things that are happening outside of us. It's there to be utilized by us. Instead, we're enslaved by it. So I'll just give you a quick education here on why I say emotions are software. So we have these bodies. We're the soul. We have a body. And the body is an animal body. And we know, biology 101, that every living cell is driven by the drive to survive. Self-preservation is where it's at. Part of that self-preservation, just as an aside, is the desire, the need to procreate. The more the merrier, the more the safer, right? Self-preservation, it's all about fear and what to do when you think you're being attacked. So what happens is if there's something like really dangerous coming at you, what happens? You have this instinctive reaction where everything within your body and mind focuses into your ability to defend or run like hell. All of it, right? The adrenaline comes in, other enzymes come in, and we know scientifically that this initial intensity overloads our circuits. It can kill us. If it's sustained at a certain level for a certain amount of time, the heart pops and we're dead. So, the mind has software. It's called emotions. Let's keep it on the front burner. It's all happening subconsciously. Let's keep it on the front burner, but let's lower the intensity. So now this initial thoughtless reaction goes into emotions. That's all emotions are. So, unfortunately, we, especially our wives, especially women, are taught to honor their emotions. I don't know who began that, but they were tempted by Satan to do so, because it's a terrible thing to do, to honor software, to identify with the fear, with the frustration, with the anxiety, with feelings of rejection, feelings of inadequacy, all these feelings, just software. And now the question is asked, because we're told we're supposed to as men, right? We're supposed to honor and validate our wives' feelings. Okay, honey, I understand you're feeling this way. Now, what's for dinner? No, I'm joking. So you can't tell somebody who's wrapped up in their emotions that their emotions are BS. It won't fly. But you don't have to validate them from your point of view. All you have to validate is that she is aware of them. And then you move on. And there are many ways to do this. And you become good at it. It becomes an art form. And you tell them things like, oh my God, did you see that? That's one way. You change the context of the moment. You talk about something, but it's got to be done cleverly. You can't be in their face about it, especially when they're wrapped up in the emotion and the emotion is just dragging them across the coals. You change the subject. They'll forget about it. Another way. Honey, I'm sorry. I'm trying to pay attention, but when I look at you, I fall in love with you again. You're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. Okay, that's another way. So I'm not telling you to be phony. I'm telling you to be sincere. But I want you to experiment with being sincere about something that will take them out of the particular emotion that they're trapped by and into a different state of mind. That's right. And then you could later tell them what happened. You don't want to be sneaky about this. There's no need to be. And you don't want to get defensive if she says you shouldn't have done that. Then you say, okay, I'm sorry, but I love you, and I thought that, it's true that I was distracted by that bird flying across the room, attacking our cat. Or I was sincere when I told you how beautiful you are, and then you go into that. I'm always moved by your beauty. I'm always moved by your love. The reality is that we don't know how to be married. It's a shame. We also don't know who we are. Did you know this about the mind? No. You bought into all the nonsense, the Maslow's hierarchy of needs and all that crap, because we're inundated with it. Spend some time with me. Watch my other videos. Get one of my books. You got married to be happy. You got married to feel love. Learn how. Learn and apply so you could get the most out of your marriage. Don't get sucked in to your wife's emotions. Validate that she has them, that she recognizes them. Doesn't mean you have to also. Thank you for spending time with me. Like the video, leave a comment, spend time with me some more. God bless you, and take care.